What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another movie review right here on the channel. I'm Graham Giason Matthews. Hope you guys are doing well. Like I've said before, I'm not sure. Probably won't be a regular thing. I just bring them back when I feel like it. I did a movie review for the Psych the movie that aired in early December. I did one for Star Wars, The Last Jedi, immediately upon its release about a month ago. Today, which another movie that came out about a month ago, I'm doing a movie review for Jumanji. So again, I'm not the most intricate reviewer when it comes to details. I literally just give my fucking thoughts in the movie. So if you don't care about my opinion, turn away now, turn off the video. Otherwise, stay tuned because you might want to hear what I got to say about this movie. I really enjoyed it. I went into this movie with zero expectations. Well, first of all, it came out right before Christmas. And I'm thinking, oh, wow, what an awful weekend to come out. It's the weekend after Star Wars. And people were like, oh, the people that are going to see that movie are the people that don't want to see Star Wars. I'm like, and that's who exactly? Because Star Wars, once again, broke records, did millions and millions and millions of people and money and dollars, whatever, broke the box office. Jumanji comes out the next week, no more than fucking 5 days later, as does The Greatest Showman, another movie that I had zero expectations for and had no idea what to expect and had no desire to see it until I went to go see it with my girlfriend. I'm like, oh, she doesn't want to go see Jumanji, which we probably should have. Doesn't matter, though, because The Greatest Showman was amazing, too. But anyway, both movies, I had different expectations for. Maybe I'll do a different review for The Greatest Showman at some other point down the road. With Jumanji, again, I knew The Rock was going to be in it, and I like The Rock. I'm a wrestling fan. I've enjoyed his movies. Are his movies great by any means? Maybe. It's debatable. Like I enjoyed San Andreas. I enjoyed Hercules from a few years ago. Baywatch kind of sort of sucked from 2017, from earlier on in 2017. What came out in 2016 that he was in? The Fast and Furious movies he's always good in. Was 2016 San Andreas? No, that was 2015. What was he in 2016 that I saw? Oh, Central Intelligence, which was also good. Pretty good, good to pretty good movies. I had yet to see a great movie from him. I thought this was great. And not only that, but it's Jumanji. When this was first announced in, I don't know, late 2015, late 2016, I'm pretty sure it was late 2015, the internet blew up. Like the same reaction that Ghostbusters got when it was announced that they were bringing back that movie with all women. The internet went nuts. That one was justified because it was better. It wasn't shit, but it wasn't very good either. I saw it, haven't seen it since. The movie kind of sort of sucked. And I love Ghostbusters. And it wasn't because they had an all-female cast. It just wasn't funny or necessary. This movie, was it necessary? Not really. But what I liked about it was that it wasn't the original. It was a completely different film. So again, spoilers ahead. If you don't like spoilers, turn off the review, watch again later after seeing the movie, whatever. And the movie came out a fucking month ago, so if you don't want to be spoiled, that's your own fault for listening to this review without seeing it first. And I wanted to see it sooner, but I just couldn't get around to it, so I finally saw it last week. But anyway, it was a completely different movie. The first movie, I don't know if you can call it serious, because it is kind of a kid's movie, because it has Robin Williams in it. It's a weird movie. Jumanji, the original that came out in 95, 96, is a weird movie. Robin Williams is great as always. I don't know, it kind of like frightened me a little bit as a kid. A little bit of a scary movie. So I enjoyed it, and it was a classic film, but I think it was one of those type of movies where it's like nostalgia kind of takes over. It wasn't a great movie. The first Jumanji was not great. I think we all just kind of look back on it fondly. One, because it has Robin Williams in it, and he passed away a few years ago. And two, because anyone watching this anyway, listening to this review, probably grew up with this movie. Okay, it came out the same year that I was born, but as a kid I saw it multiple times on TV in the early 2000s. Other people listening to this might have been around like in their teenage years, their early 20s when this movie came out. So they might have had a deeper connection with the movie than other people who might be going to see the current movie that just came out. This was by no means serious. This was a comedy film, and I thought they hit it out of the park. The cast was great. I thought the cast was really, really well done. The Rock was awesome. Probably his best role in a while. If not, I don't know about ever, but he was great here. The girl, Jillian, I forgot what her name was, but she was really, really good. Jack Black and Kevin Hart were also awesome. We knew the chemistry that Hart and Rock had in Central Intelligence, and they played off each other very well in that film. So I knew we'd be getting something similar with this movie, and again, they hit it out of the park. I thought they were great, but really, in my opinion, the person who stole this movie, who stole the show, was Jack Black. And I was talking to people while, discussing this movie in the days after seeing it. What was like the real last notable movie this guy was in? Like, I know he was in King Kong, not the most recent one, but like the one that came out in like 2005. And that was over, a dozen years ago at this point. I know he's been doing the voice for Kung Fu Panda. Never saw the movies, have no interest. That's voice acting anyway. School of Rock, like that was over maybe 15 years ago at this point. So like what was like the last real movie this guy was in? I don't know. I'm not sure, but he was great here. Jack Black is really funny, and I thought the fact not only is Jack Black funny, but in this movie, because the kids that play the game doesn't come to life. You get put into the game. So I'm glad they didn't do a repeat performance from the first movie and do the exact same thing. It was the exact opposite. They go into the game, which was cool. But anyway, the kids get turned into video game characters. The main kid gets turned into The Rock. Some nerd goes from scrawny to big muscled up, The Rock, obviously. What more can be said? This nerdy girl gets transformed into this bombshell. Their token black kid, the African American child, the football player, he is also black in the game too. He's Kevin Hart. And he just loses like 2 feet of his body, as he quotes in the movie, because he used to be like 6 feet tall, and that was like 4 foot something, maybe 5 feet, whatever. And anyway, and then the girl, the last remaining girl, gets turned into Jack Black. So as Jack Black, she still has like the accent of a typical teenager, and it's awesome. And Jack Black, again, hits it out of the park with what he says, how he acts, how he runs, his mannerisms. He is hilarious. There were a lot of laugh out moments, a lot of laugh out loud moments in this movie, and I thought everyone played their roles amazingly well. Pretty basic premise where they only have a certain amount of lives. They're going to save each other. They start bonding after the black kid and the main kid. They start out, they used to be friends. They're no longer friends. They come together in the end as very good friends when they escape the game, spoiler alert, and they have to avoid certain obstacles and stuff like that. It's a pretty basic story, but I thought the execution of the movie was very well done, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a great family film, too. It's a great family movie, and the box office has been very impressive for it, shockingly. I feel like the timing of it was weird, because again, it came out after Star Wars. It came out like the week of Christmas, like days before Christmas. And, movies can get busy around Christmas. They may not, but it's a weird week for a movie to come out. And The Greatest Showman and Jumanji, came out of nowhere as these huge box office draws. And they're still doing amazingly well. Even a fucking month later. I'm not talking about a week or two later. It's been almost a month since both movies came out. And they're doing way better now than they did when they first came out. Because the word of mouth is spreading. And people are realizing, wow, these movies aren't shit. And the Star Wars hype has died down significantly since the movie came out a month ago. That's still doing well. But everyone's already seen Star Wars. They're looking for more movies to watch. And there's a lot of good movies out right now. I heard The Post was really good. I want to see that at some point. Darkest Hour, I heard, was also really, really good. Insidious, no interest. I heard it was okay. Paddington looks like a cute family film. So again, there's a lot of good movies out right now. Probably the best time for movies in theaters than I've seen in a long ass time. Because usually there's 1 or 2 movies I want to see. Literally for the past month, since early December, it's been one movie after another, even the movies that aren't even in theaters anymore. Like Disaster Artist. I didn't talk about it here. I don't think I did anyway. Do a movie review for it, but that was also very, very good, whether you've seen The Room or not. The movie that this movie is based off of, The Disaster Artist, was great and won a lot of awards. The Greatest Showman was really good. We had 3 Billboards for a while, Lady Bird. There's a lot of good movies out right now, but you definitely got to go see Jumanji. And it should be out for a little while longer because, again, it's doing so well right now. But it totally exceeded my expectations. Now, I've seen people say, is it better than the original? You know what? I'm going to argue, yeah. There aren't really many elements of that original film that I remember. or maybe not that I remember, but rather that I liked. Because again, it was a weird movie. It was a good movie, but it wasn't like great. And the only reason I would rewatch it is because of the, nostalgic purposes. Because we all grew up watching it, at least, people my age, early 20s, late 20s, early 30s, whatever. So other than that, though, I would much rather rewatch this movie. I thought this was hilarious. And also, I should say this. I'm glad they paid homage. They paid tribute to Robin Williams' character in the movie. At one point, Nick Jonas, too. How could I forget Nick Jonas? I'm not sure what he's been up to recently. I know the Jonas Brothers broke up like a long time ago. That's like totally 2007, I know. But I thought he also played his role really well in this movie, which I was not expecting. He's not in it for like the first half, but when he comes in, he's also great, and he's also funny too. So anyway, during one point in the movie, they're at Nick Jonas's character's like hideout in the jungle or something, and then on one of the pieces of like wood or whatever, it says Alan Parrish, I think, was here, or Parrish, or whatever his last name was in the movie, and that was Robin Williams' character in the first movie. So there is a connect. They don't completely ignore the first movie. I guess it does carry over. It's something like a sequel, even though in the first movie it was the board game that came to life. In this movie, you get put into the game, and it's a video game. So again, I'm not sure if it does carry over, if it is all in the same universe, but it was cool they acknowledged Robin Williams' character. They don't show him at all. They don't talk about him other than that one little tribute, that one little like Easter egg. But beyond that, it was really, really cool. So I was, very much appreciative that they did that. So overall, again, 2 thumbs up. I really, really enjoyed Jumanji. There's a lot of movies coming out right now. A lot of good movies out at the moment. I'm looking forward to May. May is going to be beyond lit. Between Deadpool 2, the Han Solo film, and fucking Infinity War. I've not been that hyped for a movie probably since that Star Wars movie came out. Probably since Guardians 2, I should say. I was really hyped for Guardians 2. So Infinity War is going to be amazing. That's all coming out in May. I think there's another Cloverfield movie coming out in like late February, if not early February. There's a few other movies coming out. I know we're getting an Ant-Man 2 pretty soon. Incredibles 2. I cannot wait for that. A lot of good movies coming out. Jurassic World 2. Like 2018, I'm getting a good feeling about. I think 2018 is going to be a very good year for movies. I know Jumanji and Greatest Showman came out like very, very late 2017, but fuck it, I'll consider them 2018 movies. So again, I'm looking forward to 2018, theatrically, personally, whatever. Bottom line though, Jumanji, go see it. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. The Guns N' Roses song, they put it in the credits. Great touch, by the way. I was actually kind of surprised they didn't put the Ex-Ambassadors, that Jungle song that came out a few years ago. It was in Hercules. It was one of the credit songs for Hercules, another rock movie from a few years ago. They didn't put it in this one. But anyway, great movie. Go see it. So that is my review for Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. If you have not yet seen it, like I said, go see it. When I will be back for another movie review, I have no idea. I really just kind of do this stuff when I either have the time or I feel like it. So the next movie that I see, whether it be The Post or something else, I will talk about it hopefully here on the channel. Until then, though, you can check out my other movie reviews in the miscellaneous playlist here on the channel. Be sure to like this video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. And I'll be back here on the channel tomorrow with another video going up at some point. So anyway, guys, be well. Have a great rest of your week. I'm Graham G. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.